在吃的法则里，风味重于一切。中国人从来没有把自己束缚在一张乏味的食品清单上，人们怀着对食物的理解，在不断的尝试中寻找着转化的灵感。
Shandong cuisine is originated from Shandong. It is one of the Han nationality's 8 big cuisines in China, and also the only one of the local cuisine. It is the oldest, most abundant techniques, the highest level, and the most difficult. Shandong cuisine has been famous since Spring and Autumn period. It is absolutely representative of North Chinese cuisine with making failures, knife work, combine perfect and precise temperature, cooking techniques, fresh, salty flavor, fragrant and crispy. Shandong cuisine has 2 branches. They are Shandong Confucius and Jiaodong seafood, also known as Jinan cuisine and Jiaodong cuisine. Located in Jinan of Confucius' hometown cuisine, also called Jinan government's cuisine, because of the huge influence of Confucius to China. During the Ming and the Qing dynasties, a lot of Shandong chefs went into the palace. Then they made the Shandong cuisine become to a fashion, elegant, gentle style, and also they made the Shandong cuisine healthier than before. Most of Shandong hot dishes need soup stock, which made from chicken, duck, pork bone, pork, upper part of a leg of pork, pork triple. Back to the old time, some Shandong restaurants will close because they run out of the soup stock. Although they still have the main material for the dishes and the customers still want to eat, they won't sell anymore because they want to make sure people can get best foods in the restaurant and keep their reputations, just like Michelin stars restaurants. Sichuan cuisine has huge range, season changeable, dishes are fresh and pure taste, and famous for its spicy flavor, unique cooking methods, and full-bodied local flavor. Combine the characters of Southeast, Northwest parties, adopt many merits, good absorption, good at innovation, renowned Chinese and foreigner. Sichuan cuisine arose in the late Qing dynasty and the 2 periods of the war resistance against Japan. Come from home cook, its characters is red, pungent, spicy, sweet, even white still brings some spicy, salty taste and delicious. Sichuan cuisine has different genres. Chengdu, Chongqing, Luzhou, Neijiang are some representative cities. Pepper is widely used in Sichuan cuisine. It is one of the boundary between old school cuisine food, old school Sichuan food, and modern Sichuan food. It is regarded as the beginning of the modern Sichuan cuisine. This period roughly at the beginning of the Qing dynasty, the King Kangxi era. And the perfect combination of the hot pepper and the bean created are known as the Sichuan Douban is widely used in the soul of Sichuan cuisine cooking. It is seen as a sign of modern Sichuan farming. And then pickled kimchi applied the innovation in Sichuan cooking, and the Sichuan 24 kinds of commonly used 3 kinds of type, 54 kinds of cooking methods, and the formation of 3,000 kinds of classic traditional dishes. It is a milestone to the Sichuan cuisine, and also it is symbol the Sichuan cuisine become the number 1 of the 8 great cuisines of China. A Sichuan cuisine features Clean, fresh, and spicy, every dish has its own flavor. Sichuan cuisine has spicy, hot, sweet, salty, sour, bitter. On the basis of the 6 basic taste types, deployment of change for a variety of composite flavor type. In the process of Sichuan cooking, such as use the primary and secondary, strong or light, dosage changes and mix together. Combined with the material, cutting and cooking properly, and then you can obtain all kinds of delicious food with special flavor of delicate shape. Zhejiang cuisine is a variety with a long history. They always serve small and exquisite dishes. All dishes are delicious with different feelings. Some of them are tender, maybe crispy or soft, and its characteristic is clean, sweet, crispy, fresh, tender, cool, and many local flavor. In China, it is an important part of Chinese food. The Shaoxing rice wine is the oldest wine in the Chinese history. Shaoxing rice wine has attractive fragrant scent. This scent is not a kind of special heavy aroma, but a composite flavor. As time goes, the smell will be more powerful. The rice wine is used in almost every Zhejiang meat or fish dishes. The cooked wine is an obvious sign of Zhejiang cuisine. The soy sauce. If we say the rice wine is the most important of Zhejiang cuisine, the soy sauce is the soul. Because of the district and the special weather in Zhejiang state, people can make the best soy sauce in China. Of course, people who live in Zhejiang like to use soy sauce to cook food. Zhejiang cuisine mainly has 4 styles: Hangzhou, Ningbo, Shaoxing, Wenzhou. Every style have a strong local characteristics. Zhejiang always a rich state from of old, no matter which dynasty. Zhejiang close to the ocean, so there is massive fish, shrimp, and any other seafood. And also the weather is so good that the crops always bumper. Zhejiang cuisine has rich flavor. They like to use chickens, ducks, or any other poultries, fish, shrimp, and beans. Bamboo shot. The dishes can be crispy, strong smell, or soft. Use a lot of broth, juice, light oil. Avoid the spicy sauce, thick and heavy flavor. The cook use fresh material with salted and cured foods and cook by steam or stew, and use Chinese rice wine to cook, so the fragrance is very strong. The Jinhua ham is the most famous ham in China. Come from Jinhua, Zhejiang. It has 1,200 years of history. Jinhua ham, bright inside, the meat red, white, and clean. Lean meat sweet and salty. Fat part full of flavor but not greasy.
Xiangkushi is one of the oldest kushi in China. Xiangkushi's history comes from Hunan, which is a big city in the middle of China. Hunan people enjoy spicy, and it is the reason why the Xiangkushi food always uses a lot of pepper in the meal. In the restaurant, you can always tell which meal comes from Xiangkushi because it's deep red color and extremely hot. The strong ingredients make the meal always taste more strong. When people make the red color meal, they always put a lot of ingredients which have strong flavor, but the chili are still the most important part in Xiangkushi. Cook always choose the most fresh chili and add plenty of other seasonings into the chili. This process makes the chili has more flavor other than spice. Most of the time, a good Xiangkushi meal need cook to have good knife work. Both fish, beef, and vegetables need be cut into the same size and the same shape. Therefore, the Xiang meal always bring people the aesthetic and the good taste. Also, a good Xiang meal cook need to mix all other vegetables flavor together to create a particular flavor in the meal, and also won't affect by the chili flavor. When the Xiangkushi finished, it always has a nice color and looks pretty. Also, you can feel the particular smell from this meal. Today, more and more teenagers start eating spicy, and the Xiangkushi soon become one of the most famous kushi in China. Hui Kushi started in Anhui, but not all the Hui meal comes from there. In fact, it includes plenty of other areas meal together and has a really long history. Nowadays, most of the time when people are talking about business, they will pick Hui meal on the menu to show their respect because Hui Kushi is pretty different between other kushis. There are almost 600 different kinds of Hui Kushi in the account, and most of these meals have a strong taste. Hui Kushi use different meat to cook. Their most famous meal is cooking salmon. The cook use the most fresh salmon come from the local lake called the peach blossom salmon. This kind of fish always have more fat and more delicious than other salmon. The cook cut the salmon's head and fins. Then they put the fish into the water and put salt, spice, ginger, and other seasonings on it. After steam for a couple minutes, they will add some other spice seasonings, and then the salmon will done and the smell will fill all the chicken. Finally, the cook will put the juice on the salmon's body and put the salmon on the table. Almost all the Hui meal's color are red. It means there are many seasonings put inside, and this brings a big problem to the cook, because the cook needs to choose the best seasonings and use them in the best way. So, The hui meal may be one of the hardest meal to cook in China.
Cantonese food, formed by Guangzhou food, Chaozhou food, Kejia food, and Shunde food, is originally from Guangdong province. The encyclopedia Guangdong Xinyu, written by Da Junqu, exaggerates that Guangdong has all kinds of food ingredients from Chinese food, but other places in China don't have all of those from Guangdong. It shows us that the wide range of Guangdong food and the enormous food sources. Guangdong is also recognized as the most widely served style of Chinese food. In fact, from ChinaHighlights.com, it mentions that Guangdong has the most immigrants in the past century, so that those people set up a great number of Guangdong cuisine restaurants overseas. However, although Guangdong food may be the most common Chinese food overseas, some of its dishes surprise most foreigners. An exaggeration, saying that Cantonese people eat everything with 4 legs except tables, and everything that flies except airplanes, is actually the best way to describe the specials of the Cantonese food. Cantonese cuisine is different to other Chinese cuisine, mainly in its flavor, and authentic chefs go for Cantonese food should be preserving food's original flavor.
On there, apparently that's the secret. I'm gonna dip it right in that garlic onion sauce. Oh yeah. Okay, let's try it out. 太好吃了，这个很好吃的。
Roasted fatty honey barbecue pork, aka chasha. This is next level heaven.
Look at that. Oh, I can't speak. I just have to try it. Look at that fatty roast pork, barbecue pork. Oh, it's like dripping with goo.
You can't go wrong. The best I had was a bowl of beef brisket noodle soup for breakfast at a packed out hole in the wall.
Get a nice piece of beef and noodle in there. Oh. Wow.
Fujian is located at the southeast coast of China, which influences the Fujian cuisine from its flavor and food sources. Fujian cuisine, which Chinese people call it Ming cuisine, is originated in the Fujian province of China. It is the one of the 8 cuisines of Chinese food that is famous for its local food sources cooking. Based off ChinaTours.com, Ming cuisine is renowned for its masterly cooking of mountain delicacies and seafood. Therefore, when talking about Chinese seafood cookings, most of Chinese will automatically think about Fujian food. Back to the period after Yongjia turmoil, the history of Fujian cuisine was just started when some official families of central China moved to Fujian province. Those people brought most of the advanced cookers that Fujian food uses, which greatly accelerated the development of Fujian cuisine. Also, because of the diversified terrains of Fujian province, lots of extensive ingredients are provided. For Fujian cuisine, the cutting of a meal is what people focus the most. Based on the Fujian cookbook, if the seafood, which most of the Fujian dishes have it, is not cut well, the dishes will lose their original flavors. Ming cuisine is mostly slightly sweet, sour, and less salty. The local people believe less salty make the dishes more delicious. Also, sweetness can make the dish more tasty when sourness removes the bad smell of the seafood. Jiangsu cuisine may be a less known Chinese cuisine in the world. In short, Chinese people usually call it Su cuisine because it has similar flavor of Zhejiang cuisine. Local people call those two as Jiangzhe cuisine. Jiangsu province of China, one of the most beautiful places in China. Chinese people always say that in heaven there is paradise. On earth, there is Suzhou, which is the capital of Jiangsu. In the history, many empires secretly or announcing traveled there for music and art. Therefore, the food there was influenced to become really pretty and delicious. The Chinese National Broadcasting (CCTV) mentions that without the food there, Suzhou will no longer be the paradise.